Right, guys, we are back, and yeah, it's the match day 2 review. I've not long got back myself from it, so bear with me, my voice and all that tonight. Another win, 3 points in the bag, second in the league, surprisingly, after the events of 20 minutes ago in the Man City Tottenham game. But we're second currently, and tonight I'm joined by Sam, and I'm also got another guest coming on in a minute, or she is now. Let's put her in the stream and then go like that. And for example, how you doing, guys?
Hi.
Very
You
good.
alright?
Yeah, I'm good. How about yourself, Sam?
I'm alright.
Yeah,
Tired.
just
All good
a
though.
bit tired. Yeah, at least we didn't see two girls, one cup defending today. Well, we did a bit, but at least at least we won.
Yeah, stay off the video this time after your last appearance on here and what happened there. How I got away with that, I'll never know.
What?
When you was last on here, you went on a video that you thought was about DT or someone, and literally certain sounds come out, and then that was it. I was waiting
What did
for
I
that.
do?
You went on a video on Twitter. It was a meme aimed at DT, but you didn't realise it because it didn't say it was a meme basically. And you went on it, and it made certain sounds that certain people only certain people would know, basically. And certain noises.
Send me the link to that video. Send me the link to that video. I want to see.
Certain noises that could have got me in a lot of trouble, but for some reason didn't. So let's just stay off that video.
I remember that. I remember that. Yeah.
Oh dear. Let's go back to the game now quickly. Performance. Sam? What was your? Because you know you've got to be on here quick. What are your thoughts on the lineup and performances wise? Sam.
Performance-wise, 3 points is 3 points. Aubameyang firing, Lacazette firing, Danny Ceballos, bruh. How did we get my man on loan, bro? How did we get my man on loan? This has got to be one of the best transfer windows I've ever experienced in my life. For years, us Arsenal fans have been told, it's transfer deadline day on Thursday. But just remember, if you're an Arsenal fan, it's just a Thursday. But this year, us man went, you understand? Us man, we signed Nicola Pepe, you understand? My man's our winger. 70 goddamn million, and you cannot compete with that. Tell me who's got a better winger than us, bro. What, you telling us Pulisic is better than Pepe? Nah, bro. My man, you know the song Valerie, They should call it Nicolas Pepe. Because Nicolas Pepe made a fool out of Ben Me, you understand? So, quit making a fool
Stole his
out
soul.
of me. Why don't you come on home, Nicolas Pepe? You know what I mean? We should do that instead, So then, obviously, So obviously, you understand. We did well. Ceballos, though, I'm not even gonna lie, we need to somehow try and land him full time.
You see Ceballos,
I really don't know how this guy isn't first choice at Real Madrid. I really don't know how. This guy was so good today, and the passion when as if he scored to see, you know what I mean? Like, you're the reason someone else scores, but because your team is successful, you're like, come on, my G's, you understand? 3 movies and that, you understand? Like, it's just great. I just feel like, I'm not don't want to get too ahead of myself, but we got Liverpool on Saturday next week. Obviously, I won't be in the UK to watch that. I'll be in Bangladesh to see, because I'm going to see my nan because she's really unwell. But nevertheless, that will be a good watch. We've got one of the best front threes in the league. Liverpool have without a doubt the team that collated 97 points up front in the league as well. Defense-wise, both will be a test. Keeper-wise, will Leno manage to better Adrian? We don't know.
Was Adrian playing today?
He played today.
He did play. Okay. Damn it.
Yeah, Adrian played today because he managed to be fit enough for it. But I feel like this season now, every second season, he's gonna do whatever it takes to be successful. Like success is measured in any way, shape, or form. For us, the project is for us to be title winners again, whether we do it this season, whether we do it next season. I feel like what Emery wants to do in the second season, he wants something to show for it. I feel like maybe even if we win a trophy this season, I don't care what we win. If we win something, I will be overly joyous. Yeah, we heard about City drawing 2-2 with Tottenham, and do you know what caused that draw?
Bar,
Nah,
Yeah.
basically.
being sponsored by Puma, because Puma's a bad luck company. That's why us man bid them here. That's why us man got Adidas. You understand? We are not having moments like this again. You understand? We are not having moments like this ever again. You understand? The Adidas is the dominant thing. Yeah, Puma is just like I noticed it right. Every time he was with Puma, we always on our side. When we was with Nike, right, we never had any of that sort of bad luck. It just tells you Puma's a bad luck brand. You understand? Yeah, today as well. You know, for me, that we can have a team, not field our strongest team, but still we can go on and win games ugly. That's what we want to see. We don't have to play the best football, but just to win the game is a relief. Today was just one of those days where you didn't know what was going to happen. Burnley was obviously going to come and park the bus here, trying to pick up something, but at the same time, we did what we did. We ended up winning 3 points, is all that matters. Sorry for rambling on, but I don't have that much time. So what I will say is this, before I leave now. Yeah, if we get smacked by Liverpool next week, don't stress. Don't be like, oh, we got man by Liverpool. We're gonna get relegated and all this and all that. Nope, calm yourself down. Because when we play Tottenham, Tottenham is the real thing. Yeah, when we smack them geezers up, yeah. Because I'm gonna be there first of September at the North London derby.
You've
I
been
really
there,
hope
cool.
we beat Tottenham.
You're
I
there.
really want us to win. Yeah, because obviously it will be fantastic. I mean, when I saw Ceballos in Barcelona, when I was in Barca for the Barcelona Arsenal game pre-season, he was absolutely fantastic. And what he's done today as well, he's replicated, why he's one of the best in the world, without a doubt. But with that being said, thank you all for letting me come on. Thank you, Ryan, Miss Gigi. I don't know your name properly, but nice to meet you as well. So thank you, Ryan. See you later.
Cheers, Sam. And there's his brief cameo from Sam. Yeah, that's the world of Sam. Very lively. And that's what we're going to have on the 1st of September. A very lively person in the Emirates. Yay.
There we go. Well, everyone in there will be.
Oh, it's going to be... I was saying to my mate, I went to the game today. The best atmosphere I've witnessed at the Emirates recently was last year's North London derby.
Yeah. Last year's North London derby, even at home, felt something crazy, something mad. It felt amazing. And that's at home, sitting at home watching it on the TV, let alone if I was there. I think it's going to be great. It's going to be great. And I can't wait. And
I'm not going to have a voice for a week.
And do you know what? I've got to go back to work like the day after, and I scream at the TV at home, let alone in the stadium. I scream at the TV at home. At the stadium, it's like half the time I have to not go to work the next morning, but I can't even do that anymore.
Oh, dear. Anyway, whilst Sam was rambling, you wanted to say something about today's our man of the match, basically the best player on the pitch by far, Danny Ceballos. What was you going to say?
Like sometimes you see it in TV shows and all that, and you get kids and they see like a stray cat and they go, "Daddy, please, can we keep him, please? I promise I'll look after him." I was like that. I was honestly like a child who desperately wanted to keep something. I was like, I just want to keep him. I just want to keep him. Please, can we have him? Please, 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 can we have him? There were certain times where he just played people so much that I felt offended. Like, you cannot do these things to people. They have a wife and kids at home. It's rude. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I think there was 2 moments. I can't remember whose wife did it on, and I was like, "Oh my god, I love this man." And then obviously Nicolas Pepe. I was like, and it's really funny. Is after the match, my dad and my partner both sent me exactly the same thing about Pepe taking the absolute piss out of me. It was hilarious. It was great. Oh, it was a great moment. And it's like after last week, everyone was like, Pepe was on for 10 minutes and he didn't really do anything. You get 45 minutes today. Look at what you do. Look at what you do.
Oh, yes.
You can't chat. Nothing.
And again, as what I said in my season preview and then last week as well, we've actually got a player in Pepe now that gets the ball and runs with the fucking thing. Doesn't cut inside this, that, and the other, just runs with the fucking thing. And
It's so beautiful to see. We have a real winger.
Yeah.
We have a real winger who actually and is fast and has amazing ball control. Like, I love it. It's so good.
We just had to beat off Liverpool, Bayern Munich, Napoli, Man United, probably Real Madrid at some point, Barcelona, all for this player. But hey, he's rubbish.
I think he's great, and I think he's going to be so happy there, and he's going to even today. Sam was talking about Sabaya celebrating. I think he was a little bit scared after getting punched in the face last week, but you see that in the celebration, he blatantly got punched in the face. And I was like, oh, poor thing, don't worry. But it's so nice. It's like he celebrated over there and then came back and celebrated with everyone else because he was like, I'm not getting hit this time. But he was so good. It's like Pepe looked so happy and Tobias looked so happy at that goal. It's like, I feel like I don't know, I might be being really optimistic, but the way it seems there is that this seems like a really happy team already. Like 2 games in, they look like they're happy. They look like they get along. It looks like Pepe's going to be happy to be here. It looks like Tobias is going to be sad to leave if he has to leave at the end of the year. Do you know what I mean? It looks like everyone's good and happy. And even that in itself, I was watching the match today and I was thinking, I feel like I haven't seen or haven't felt this comfortable watching an Arsenal team for a while. And the way they were passing it and seeing Pepe run down the side and seeing oh my God, that boy, Tobias got mad, like actually got crazy skills. And just all of that just made me so happy. It's unbelievable.
It was absolutely
Some
mad.
of what he was doing.
In the first half, he had the ball on the right hand side of our defensive box, and he's cutting in, the ball, and then just like over the top.
And do you know what else is he wanted? I'm pretty sure if we counted how many like seconds or minute he was on the ball out of that 80 something minutes he played, the man wanted the ball constantly. He was everywhere, like everywhere, every corner, every free kick, everywhere that he could be, he put himself there, and it was beautiful. Like that kind of energy and work rate. There's one thing about Tobias that I really hope that he doesn't have, or he doesn't do a lot, and that's his drama. He's a bit dramatic, isn't he? Like he'll go down and he'll be a bit dramatic with him, and that's not Arsenal.
I think that's more so come from where he's come from the league, where it's
exactly
the done thing sort of thing.
He needs to let go of that here, and then he'll be great. And then I'll be like, I can't find no flaws.
And then I've got no doubt because Emmett obviously coaching the league. He'll say to him, "Look, this ain't the league. This is a very physical league. You can't be going down like that because you'll get reputation when you are actually foul." But we've seen over the weekend. So just today alone, VAR ain't going to help you. You didn't help us yet.
VAR is now like I understand all the benefits of VAR, but I just see it ruining the league.
It's brought into like clear and obvious decisions. Yeah. How many times did like 2 minutes of the game kicking off until the end, until he came off, did the Burnley players target Danny Ceballos and literally going through him?
So many times. Yeah. And there was a few opportunities.
Nothing.
The thing is with VAR is that I feel like VAR is going to be used differently with every single ref in every single game, and I do think some of the new rules are stupid. Like what just happened in that City Tottenham match, that was ridiculous.
Well, it wasn't. They've changed the rule, but no matter what happens, if it's accidental or not, if it's kicked at you, it's free kick to the other team.
When I was watching it last week, when I was watching the City match last week, and it was like was it like half of his elbow or something was offside? No,
Literally,
no, not his elbow. Like it's like this much of his body's offside. I'm like, come on.
And Ian Wright even said on Match of the Day last week, he's like, how can he have an advantage of scoring with his arm?
Exactly. And that's the whole point, is you're not meant to use your arm. And they said,
Yeah.
didn't they say it's like from your armpit? But I'm like, I just think it's stupid. And so far it's been all right because I'm laughing at it because it's happened to City, do you know what I mean? And it's happened to Tottenham and City today. But then in general, that's just going to ruin the game for a bit.
You wait to catch us next week or North London Derby, one of the two. He said, come over to us and go, right, Arsenal, up you go.
Exactly.
Oh, dear.
And that's something I'm not looking forward to. But what I am looking forward to is watching our kids play this year, because Nelson and Willock are great and I love them. And Guendouzi, I tweeted this the other day. I think we all forget how young Guendouzi is because
He's just turned 20.
he turned 20 like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
The boy plays like I think without meaning to, we see him like a 25-year-old, but then you have to remember he's like 20 and he is that good at 20. I love that boy. He's going to have a great season. He's going to have a beautiful season. He's
Just don't get confused with David Luiz.
Oh no. Today it was quite funny. I took my glasses off for a little bit of the game and I was like, I can't tell whose hair's bouncing. I can't see it. if I'm not paying attention, I'm just like, wait, is the hair bigger or smaller? If it's bigger, it's Guendouzi. If it's smaller, it's David Luiz. Even David Luiz, it looks so weird seeing him in a red shirt. It's so weird.
Yes.
I'm not complaining, but it's weird.
I was going to get on to it. Obviously, he's made his debut today, full debut. What did you make of it?
Yeah.
Considering all the hype that's been made of it.
I feel like it's a centre back that I'm not afraid to see on the ball without naming any other names of any other people who play there.
Yes, he's keeping that certain other name out of the squad completely, so I'm not complaining.
Yeah, exactly. And he passed it. He bloody passed it across goal, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing? What are you doing?" But it was all like he done one or two things. But I think give him a couple games, and he gets used to us playing in an Arsenal team. I'm going to be more than glad to have him in there, especially when I'm just waiting until our entire defense is like Tierney, David Luiz, Bellerin, and either I'd probably say Socrates. Say Socrates, but like when we have those four, I'm going to be so not scared of the ball going past our midfield. I'm not scared of it anymore, because up until May, I was scared whenever the ball went past like the halfway line, because there's no knowing what was going to happen.
For years and years and years, we've been used to. Here we go.
Oh my god! As soon as it went into the other half, I was like, and I have to admit, I can't remember what I was thinking about or what I was doing the other day, and I was like, Leno's stats last year didn't do him justice, because he's actually a really good goalkeeper. He's just unfortunate enough to have unnamed people in front of him that made his job more difficult. But like when you actually look at it, he had how many non-clean, like he didn't get many clean sheets and blah 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 blah. But when you look at some of the saves he made, like he made one or two today, and I was like, this was a really good save, like really good save. And I think he saved us a little bit, but more than anything, Nicholas Pope saved Burnley, because really we should have beaten them like 5-1.
Oh yeah, it should have been. He made up in the second half alone like 2 or 3 saves, even at the end. I think it was Torreira threw on goal. And literally just threw a hand out and just got a hand to it.
Guendouzi's one, Lacazette's one, Torreira's one, and I think he saved them from having an embarrassing defeat to like a respectable loss, because we could have scored a lot more. And I think seeing as we've got so many people either new to or coming back to the squad in the next couple months,
month or so,
it's going to take a while. It's going to take a while for everyone to kind of get back to, like, everyone seems to be getting along and gelling well and everything, but it's going to take a little bit of time. But once we've got that, I'd say by like October, November, when everyone's good and settled, those kind of things people ain't really going to be able to say. I'm so positive this year.
It's not normal for an Arsenal fan to be positive, is it?
I know it's really weird, but I love
That's
Um,
the thing I've enjoyed this summer because obviously with our signings, two of our signings, especially Dennis Ceballos and Saliba, we fought with Tottenham Hotspur, and they honestly
yeah,
thought they were going to. What more so Dennis Ceballos, they had it in the back. It was all about to be signed, sealed, and delivered at their end, and we came along and saved the boy.
yep.
And then they thought they'd try to get their own back by getting involved in the Saliba. He told them, no, go away. No, I'll go to
When
the.
Arsenal knocks, it's a different knock.
Yeah, as
It's a
Raoul
different
said
knock.
it.
It's a
I
very
still
different knock.
I watched that. I watched that video. Have you seen that video? It goes around where Raoul says that, and it's all like in a black and white sort of image, and he says that, and all of a sudden all the players that we've signed, like doom 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 doom.
Oh no, I've not seen that, man. Oh no, it's just it is really
Fantastic.
weird to be optimistic like this, but I genuinely have so much more faith because realistically, we had a decent run last season. There was a good period of a
At the
couple
beginning of the
months where
season
we
as
was
well.
all
Yeah,
right last season, yeah.
yeah.
So if
That
we've
stayed
got
through
that
until December. We didn't lose a single game in all competitions.
exactly, that's what. How many months is that? What 4 months of playing really well, and then obviously
About 3.5, 4
even up
months. Yeah,
until the last 6 weeks, realistically, we weren't playing terribly. So
no.
considering if we have that and get rid of the weak links, i.e., some who may not be named, and we add in players like Nicolas Pepe and Ceballos and get Bellerin back and then get Tierney on our like there is no reason why we shouldn't be slapping people up, why we shouldn't be doing everything we did last season and more. And those stupid games that we did lose, we shouldn't lose again. Those
Mm.
those stupid mistakes that were made last year shouldn't
Not to get
be
them
here
wrong.
anymore because we got rid of so much that was the problem.
Mm.
We should do well.
We
Europa
should,
should
and
be ours,
again,
definitely.
touch wood.
Should
It
be.
should have been our. It should have been our Arsenal, but we in the final. As soon as Giroud scored of all people, certain
I
players'
think there's a
mentality just
certain
let
point.
them down.
Yeah, there's a certain point in the final where I just turned off. Like I kind of half wiped that day from my memory. It wasn't a good day. I genuinely think
Just
that afterwards, I think I drank a lot of alcohol, so I don't remember half the day. I just wanted to drink to forget. Don't drink,
yeah,
guys. It's really bad for you.
drink
But I was
responsibly.
like, yeah, exactly. So it's just like at the time, I went to a pub in where did I go? Angel, I think it was, and I was just like, me and like how many of us, and it's like we're all Arsenal fans. Like started off so positive. It was kind of like our season. We started off really
Mm.
positive, and then it all went downhill as soon as one little thing went wrong.
Mm.
And I was like, I'm not having that this year. I do know that obviously, I think our main aims now are going to have to be the
Top
getting
four itself.
over. No, I mean like in terms of in the club, they need to get over that mentality of as soon as one little thing goes wrong, everyone loses their mind. And
Yeah,
I
I think
think if we do that, we will definitely we should get our top four. I don't see any reason why anyone apart from for definite like City and Liverpool, I understand why they go above us. But then like the
from
rest of
third
them,
onwards. Yeah,
there's no it's not like they're definitely gonna
it's not.
finish above us.
No.
There's nothing that can say, oh yeah, Tottenham and Chelsea and Man United are all definitely way better than Arsenal. No, we're not. You're not. You're really not this time. If anything, yeah, what we have,
Was
barring anything drastic, like really drastic happening, we got a really good shout. We got a really good shout.
even if you look back to last season, what really done us over was the freak injuries that happened to Danny Welbeck, Holding, and Bellerin within the space of a month with each other.
Yeah,
That sort of in the long run, in the end, that sort of done us over because obviously the squad depth weren't there to Hence, we had to use
Exactly.
lots of El Nene and all that for certain games, and it sort of backfired a bit.
Exactly.
Um,
And I
but
cannot imagine us having that kind of bad luck again. We can't.
no, especially when you see the certain players that have been shipped out already,
Mm.
like a certain ex-captain of ours, so we say, his mentality he had. It was quite happy because I've had James on here before. James on here a couple of weeks ago, and he was saying he had an opportunity a couple of years ago to go to Marseille, and he decided not to at that time. It's all of a sudden because now the boat's been rocked because he's not comfortable. He would have jumped ship. So, okay, bye
I
bye.
just, I think the way he behaved was so disgraceful, so bad, and he ruined his own legacy.
9 years.
But if you know, if that's the way you're thinking, if that's the way you're gonna act and behave, and like you said, jump off a sinking ship, if you want to call it a sinking ship, like do you know what makes it even worse? He could have been like the captain of such a great team, but he chose to
He
be a
could
bit
have
of a
done
dick. He could have been the
his
captain of
strengths.
this team, and you chose to be a dick instead. So your loss. You have to
Yeah,
spend your
exactly.
own money to get out the club.
And even then,
You have
that's
to spend crazy, like
if he's unhappy if he's unhappy with the club itself, fair enough. But then don't take it out on the fans and dig at and then do something that you knew was going to piss the fans off. Because I don't care what
yeah,
anyone says. In that moment, whenever this idea to him, he could have gone no because I've been there 9 years. The fans I have no beef with the fans. This is who I have to beef with. I'll make a statement.
exactly.
Do something that way.
But he didn't do
No.
that.
And not even with the new. He didn't go out the way the new shirt or anything. It was last season's bloody jersey, Puma for crying out loud.
That was even kind of embarrassing, to be honest. It's like realistically, yeah, like you said, certain people did you dirty in the club, but it's like to do that kind of thing. You seem so petty and childish, and
And
it just
also, something, and also, so saying this quick before we move on, something that Colin said last week. Yeah, maybe a year ago, the old Drake, like Gazidis had come to you and said, "We'll let you stay another year. We'll let you go next year." But Gazidis is not here anymore.
exactly,
He ran off back in bloody November to ruin another European club.
exactly,
You didn't have disagreement with anyone else, and then just as a case, the second you knew he was going, you should have gone then to the people that taken over, and
and said
made them
something
aware, at the time, and see if it was still okay to
exactly.
do it. No, he sat on it thinking, oh, what? I've had a gentleman's agreement with his half person. Surely he would have said something.
Yeah,
It's just. But also at the same time, we've got the European transfer window open, so obviously El Nene and the person that should not be named are being linked
I don't even
heavily
want to
with
give him my breath. Yeah, no.
that are
Hopefully
being linked with
they go.
heavily linked with away. And literally, apparently, memories come out and said, "No, I've had conversations with Mustafi about him leaving. He's not part of my plans at all." And it's proved it in the last
I
two
think I saw
matches.
something like that, and I was like, uh-huh, uh-huh. Like I'm just literally just laughing like some kind of super villain whenever I think about it. So it's like,
Sort of like Mr. Burns. Excellent.
excellent. I'm gonna do the finger thing. Oh, it's just like seeing you can't. It can't. It's never good when seeing someone's name makes you feel uncomfortable. And this is the thing. Okay, it's not like he was Mr. Bean and fell over the ball every time he touched it. And I know,
Cost
like
us Champions
obviously
League
we
though.
what,
He cost us top four effectively because it was his mistake
but
against Palace that fucked us
exactly,
over.
you made mistakes that cost us so much that we're going to exaggerate how shit you are.
Bad you are.
So, sorry, how bad you are. So, you know, just like at a certain point as well, it's like you've got one of two choices to make. You either graciously step back because you know you're flopping, or you fix up, and he did neither. So
Yeah.
he just made it worse for himself.
But he's putting them tweets up back on top. Da, 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 da. Like,
No.
go away. Away.
Exactly.
No.
Just no. This like when none of this was because of you. If anything, we had to play harder to make up for you. Like it wasn't even like being a man down. It was more than that because you're more of a hindrance than a help. But yeah, we're
Yeah,
not
also
gonna
just
bother with it anymore.
just staying on David Luiz quickly. Also, what he gives, what he's gave, I saw today was actual leadership. You get he's because he's
Yep.
that winning mentality. He was at one point in the late in the second half when Burnley were trying to come at us, and then Socrates having a little bit of a barn. He said, "Look, fucking calm the fuck down. We've got this. We've
Yeah.
got this." Da, 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 da. And we,
Yep. Yeah, I
he,
saw it. I saw it is a it's something that I don't think, especially if you look at our team now, we have got a couple of older guys, but a fair amount of kids under the age of like 23. Like from when like everyone's like younger than me, I'm older than 23. So from whenever anyone's younger than me, I'm like, okay, we've
I'm
got
well
a
above
fair
23
amount.
now.
We've got a fair amount of kids on the pitch, and it's like I said, Guendouzi was the most senior player in the midfield, and it's his second season, and he's 20. So like there is a lot of people who aren't used to having that kind of leadership. So to have David Luiz in there, a grown ass man who knows what to say to people and how to handle certain situations, it's nothing but positive. There's nothing but positive in there. It's a little kick up the butt.
And then also, just touching on the kids, it helps the kids out as well in the long run because then they're seeing that they'll take that on. They inherit that or that eventually.
Yeah,
And going forward, when they get to that stage, they're passing it on.
yep.
Just touching on the youngsters as well. Obviously, Joe Willock, he's had an amazing pre-season and the first two games so far, he's been absolutely outstanding.
Fantastic little boy. I love him. I think the thing is with like Willock and more Willock than Nelson, but kind of both of them. I think as much as they are youngsters, I think they're very well
Mature for
settled
the
mentally.
yeah.
They're very
Yeah.
mature. They like. I don't think they're as scared as some 19-year-olds would be in
In this
playing in these
situation.
positions. I think they're, and that's like I said, Guendouzi obviously second season and 20, and then these two 19, and then like really, you would think that they're a bit more shaky than that, but they're not. They're mentally strong enough to go, okay, I know what I need to do. Which, see, I've said it a couple times. People think that I hate Ainsley, but I just don't think he's good enough at the moment. I don't think Ainsley has that as much as people who are younger than him and haven't played as much as him.
But what doesn't help him though is getting played out of position. But I understand because literally today he was so frustrating. Even though he's not, I get because people are going to come at me in the comments probably later on. I know he's not the right back, but he's been playing in that role for God knows how long now.
You've played there for so long. At this
And
point,
literally every time, they take that right hand side instead of going towards
they
him and
kept
closing
on
him down.
attacking him.
But he's back because he weren't going to he weren't closing down. He's literally on the edge, like the edge of the box. They're on the outside, and he's just standing on the edge, like inside the box, watching them, guiding them, but not going nowhere near them.
Okay,
What is
so
it about
my
defending
thing
at
was,
Arsenal that you don't, for some reason, our fullbacks don't like to close people down at the moment? It's like,
I don't think it will change when we have Hector and Tierney. But my thing with Ainsley, like you said, he's been playing as a right back for long enough that you can't make that excuse of, oh, he's out of position anymore. Three things. One, he's young enough to be able to be like manipulated into this place or this place. Two, you wouldn't have been picked to fill in that place if you can't play as right back anyway. And three, realistically, you're not getting into the team anywhere else. Whether you want to be on right middle, centre middle, whatever, you are not better than anyone else who is currently there. So what you should have done for the past year or however long you've been there, 6 months, whatever, is make that position your own. Make it so that when Hector does come back, he's actually fighting for his spot. But instead, I don't think he's mentally as mature as the likes of Willock and whatnot, because I'm pretty sure there's been certain times where I think Willock's been played slightly further back than he would want to, but it doesn't mean he doesn't still put the same amount of effort in as if he was in exactly where he would want to be. Maitland-Niles has had more time playing senior football than anyone else out of those youngsters, and I still think, I don't know if it's that he's still got a bee in his bonnet about being made to be right back, but it's like I think the commentary even said it today, is that if you're put in this position, you have to make it your own. Prove a point
Yeah.
in it.
Yeah.
You're not gonna, if you want to be a right mid or right winger or whatever, you're not going above Pepe. There's no way you're getting into the central mid. So if your only chance of playing in this Arsenal team, especially this Arsenal team that's going to be so great now, is to be a right back, prove your point and say, look, I'm going to be the greatest right back, the greatest change to right back. Do you know what I mean? I might have got a new role, but I'm going to be the best I can at it. And I just don't feel like he does that. I just don't feel like he does that.
If we go way back when we were both younger, when we bought Lion in back in 2002, the 2001-2002 season, we initially bought him as a central midfielder, but straight away Wenger went, "No, you're a right back," and he adapted, and he became one of the best right backs in the league. He became one of the best right backs in the league.
And this is the thing, Ainsley was 20. You should be able to adapt. At 20, you should be able to adapt.
That's what I'm saying. There's no excuse now. And as you said, we've both said you've been there for how many months in that position now since Hector's been out injured. He had a whole pre-season as well in that position. He's got to get used to it.
Never an excuse now. I will not have that.
And then he's even come out and said in pre-season, "Oh, I want all my fullbacks that play wing back, like Klasnats and Maitland-Niles, to learn how to be a natural left back and a natural right back, and actually play that role. Because he doesn't want to play the wing back role anymore, like the wing backs anymore, unless he gets it. He has to, like you did in the last 10 minutes of today's game.
Not being like, you can't say, "Oh, I don't." I feel like as a 20, 21-year-old in a team like Arsenal, you can't say, "Oh, I don't really want to play this position." You can't say.
He's not like he's some sort of well-beaten player that's been brought in and then gone to play that position. He's literally come from our ranks. As you said, he's not going to get into our central midfield side of things. He's got an opportunity to be in the team in a different position. He has, like we've said already, Roland, back in 2002, when he first came in, he's going to have to adapt his game. If he doesn't want to adapt, there's the door.
And
I think it's part of his attitude as well. Because I have read things and heard things that his attitude off the pitch, like playing for the club, has sort of gone to his head, and he's sort of isolated certain people from his life. I'm not going to get into that so I can soothe them.
That's not what you want, and this is why I say someone like Willock will go further than him if that is the case. And like, I just don't think, I don't know. I was saying it from last season. Unfortunately, he couldn't because we had no other right back. But I just felt like he should have gone on loan because and go on loan in someone who's going to play him as a right back because that is now your position. Just accept it.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily the case. It's not necessarily going like that. I don't know what's gonna. It just means that when Hector comes back, he's just not gonna play. He's just not gonna play, and then he's gonna get more moany about it. And then what? When you had this opportunity, it was handed to you. It was literally, you had no one fighting you for this position. They said, "Look, you can't." It's like getting a new job and saying, "Look, you can't. You can't do this bit, but you can start here." And then we'll see kind of how it goes. But I don't know.
Oh no, but it's not. Henry must see something in him personally because he kept out two actual right backs last season in Jenkins and Ecksteiner. He kept them out most of the season.
No, but Jenkinson is an Arsenal fan who somehow managed to get a contract.
I know what you're saying, and I totally agree with him. Just saying that we had two natural right backs in our squad last year, and Henry must see something in Ainsley to think he can actually play the role.
Exactly. So you can't actually say that whole out of position thing because otherwise you would never be picked for it. But yeah, I don't know.
Was you at all concerned or worried today when you saw that obviously the matchday squad came out and Ozil wasn't in there, but Klasnats was? Was you at all fazed by that, or was you just like, okay, whatever?
I don't think I was fazed, to be honest. I was like, oh, okay.
Confused, like in the sense of
it was like
why is one there, not the other?
Yeah, why is one in there and not the other? But I was like, it might just be because there wasn't a need for him. Do you know what I mean? Necessarily against Burnley. And when we've got Liverpool and Tottenham coming up, it's like, do you want to put him in there and you can just wait a bit? Because even Kolasinac, what time did he come on? He didn't.
I think it's got to be the last 20 to 15 minutes, maybe less.
Yeah, last 15 minutes or whatever it was. So it's like even having Kolasinac there, it was just like, oh, I feel like if Ozil was on the bench, he might not have played. Do you know what I mean?
Personally, it would have been nice to see them both there, just to see them, so we could give them our support after everything that's gone on in the last month or so. That was my thing about it.
Yeah, that's true, but I guess they can have that against Liverpool, against Tottenham particularly.
Yeah, checking now. When did he go off? One sec. He came on in the last 19 minutes to go. 71st minute he came on.
Yeah.
Yes, we changed our formation to three centre backs and wing backs.
Yeah.
But even then, Ainsley was still fucking off, so I was like, oh, whatever.
At least today Ainsley didn't do anything that particularly made me go, oh, for sake, Ainsley, because I do that often. But he didn't do anything majorly this time. It's just like I think it is just his attitude, his mentality, and it's when you compare it to the likes of Guendouzi and Willock and whatnot. It just annoys me that he's like that.
And it's ended now, and basically our deadly duo, Lacazette and Aubameyang, starting the season as they ended it. Lacazette now, Aubameyang was down 2 goals. Lacazette again, his goal.
That poor man, he deserved it.
The upper body strength of Lacazette.
Oh,
and
it was so
to
good.
his game, he was like, and all that, getting fouled, and
so good.
the goalkeeper.
It was so good. It was so good. Like, it's so good. It made me feel emotional because I love Lacazette. Lacazette is like my favorite human being. I think he's amazing. I just think he's amazing. I absolutely love him. And I was watching that. I was like, he had 2 men dragging him down, another man there, and I was like,
get down. You will stay down.
But then, do you know what's even better about it? Not only were they dragging him down, you tried to drag him down, and he used that as a crutch to then score the goal. And I was like, this man is fantastic. I love him so much.
Whilst nutmegging the goalkeeper with a shot at the same time at his near post.
The nutmeg was, I felt violated, and I wasn't the one who was nutmegged. Because in that position, he had no right to score that goal. In the position where you're getting dragged down, you're at the near post to the goalie, you have no right to then nutmeg the goalie and score a goal. Like, it's actually rude. And the fact that you did it, like the fact that Lacazette actually scored that goal was quite offensive, but so very beautiful. I loved it so much. That was such a great goal. That was like goal of the month, and it was the second game of the season. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what anyone says.
Again, Arsenal fans, match of day 2 at the end of the month, vote for this goal. If this comes up, you vote for it.
If it comes up, how can you not, like anyone? You have to respect what he did to score that goal. You have to respect what he did to score that goal.
Yeah, exactly. But it's media gets involved, don't they? He's won. They don't know yet, so I'll just switch it around a bit. But that's one. Hey. But how the hell did Company get goal of the season?
I think it. I don't know if it's partly because it was like, Company's leaving, let's give him something when he goes. I don't know. It was very unexpected, though. It was. I can't take the goal away from him. I was like, what the hell is Company doing? I was like, what? But yeah, not necessarily goal of the season.
Especially when you're going up against the likes of Andros Townsend, who scored an absolute belter against yourself, against that person early on in the season.
There's just let's not get into that. And then
obviously now, go on.
No, I can't. Fine.
No, as I say, looking forward now. I've got Liverpool next Saturday. So is that the late kickoff? Is that the early kickoff? Because I know it's at Anfield. That's the one I'm thinking though. Because TV keeps changing it around, don't they?
I don't know actually.
Bear with me, I can
Is
try and
it late
check.
or is it early? Part of me feels like it's late.
If it's late to be on Sky, let's
Something
try and
is
check
telling
now.
me that it's a late kick-off, but I cannot remember for the life of me. But I feel like
Yeah, late
see
kickoff.
at the Super Cup on Wednesday, Liverpool did not play how I expected them to play.
Even
And
today.
today I didn't watch it, but apparently they kind of struggled. Like
Mm.
it wasn't great against Southampton. So I'm like, this could be good for us.
We say look. This is a week before the game. We'll say this now. Come next week, we'll be the team
Oh
that
God,
gets.
yeah. No, never, 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 never. It's
Oh,
really bad as well because yeah, I've got way too many family members who decided that they want to support Liverpool, and it will just become
all of a
very
sudden.
political across the family. All across the family will become very political. It'll be a very intense day. I might stop talking to cousins and uncles for a couple of weeks, depending on how it goes.
I've seen earlier on social media on Twitter. Someone put a tweet out saying they wanted wanted to get the 3 points today. Give us a breathing gap for next week. I said, and that's what came back with. Well, the way Liverpool played the pre-season and beginning of this season, and the fact that they've lost their first choice goalkeeper, and there's doubts whether they're going to be fit or not. Even now there could be doubts, and obviously the way and that's why they're playing as well, and
Yeah,
the high that we're on as a whole as a team. I wouldn't be surprised if we were to get something out of Anfield next week. If we can come away by next two, if we come out by next two games with at least 4 points, I'll
I
take
think we
that way
will.
on.
I have a feeling that we're going to get a draw at Anfield, and I feel like it's going to be a draw that we deserve to win. You know, when a draw feels like a loss, I feel
Yeah,
like that's what we're going to
we had
get
that
at
last year.
Anfield because, yeah, we get older. I feel like we're going to get that at Anfield, but there is no way in hell I'm letting, like, I also feel this is another thing about this team. I feel like this team, remember you saying that last year that North London Derby was amazing, it felt great. I feel like this team also has a lot of players who know that we can't lose the North London Derby at home. It's just not going to happen. I don't even want to draw. Like
No.
they understand the importance, and I feel like we feel too good for that to happen. Tottenham didn't do great against Aston Villa last week.
Even today, they scraped a draw by the skin of their
They had
teeth.
2 shots and 2 goals,
And
and
one
I
of them
feel like that was.
the first goal they scored was a mistake by the goalkeeper. Apparently,
Yeah, I didn't see it, but it's like you
no.
had 2 shots, 2 goals. You're lucky, and we're actually playing all right. And by the 1st of September, we should be a lot better, like a bit more settled, and all the rest of it. We're gonna win. We're gonna win. We're gonna embarrass them. I also feel like didn't Tottenham not have another relatively hard game? Can't
I'll
remember who
just
else
check.
they've got to play.
I'll just check now. Actually, while we're here, because
Because I remember like we had. I feel like a lot of us had 2 kind of hard games. So City
all the
obviously
big
had.
games are at the beginning of the season. Yeah,
Yeah, I feel like a good few of us have big games in these first month or so. So I just, in my head, I feel like Tottenham have another relatively difficult game, but I can't
I
remember who
think
it's against.
1,
It
2,
might be
3,
United.
4, 6. Yeah, 1, 2. What Manchester is that? That's City or like Man United, the Palace next week.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think now. Who the hell is playing on Sunday then? Because Friday night got Villa v Everton.
Yeah.
Southampton. West Ham. Trying to think. Trying to think. Oh my head.
No,
Certainly.
Liverpool. No,
Liverpool. We've got Liverpool. Watford, West
we've
Ham.
got Liverpool.
Sheffield
Liverpool.
United playing Leicester. Brighton, Southampton. Newcastle.
I don't know.
Right, 2,
I
4,
can't.
6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Maybe Wolves, Newcastle. I'm trying to think now, is it here? Like Wolves, Newcastle. It'll be Wolves or Newcastle, I think. It's not showing. It's not showing on my phone, so.
Oh, I can't check nothing because I'm on my phone. But yeah, no, I feel like for a few of us, a few of the top teams have got a few of each other in these first
Mm.
like month or two.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see after about 10 games how
Who's
everyone's
what,
got into it.
how things are
But
panned out.
if we get Liverpool and Tottenham out the way and get a nice 4 or 6 points out of that, I'm going to be sitting pretty really.
I think we all will be. Not only that, we'll all be in shock, especially if we get 3 points against Liverpool at Anfield. Sort of
Yeah, I
bogey
think
down against a.
that's like being really like I'm optimistic, but I think that's being really
Let's
optimistic right now.
but this is what the likes of Raul, Emery, Gazidis, not Gazidis, fucking bald-headed prick. Raul, Edu, sorry, and Vinay, even Josh to an extent, have brought back to the club this optimism,
Mm.
this self-belief.
I
And
feel a
so the
lot
reason,
more
the
Arsenal.
reason I include Josh in that because he actually come out and said, "Look, we have got things in the pipeline. We can't confirm nothing, but be excited." And since then, we've got Ceballos, Saliba, even though he's gone
Mm.
back, Pepe, and we beat
Yep,
off the competition to get him.
yep,
And obviously David Luiz and Kieran Tierney.
yep,
All these players are players that we've needed, with all due respect, to
yep.
fill well in
And
our squad
we
a
filled
week.
in damn near every gap we had.
Mm,
We did.
exactly.
I feel
Exactly.
I feel very Arsenal again. Like I was young and getting into football at the time of like so in you were saying 2001, 2002. I was like
That's the one
preteen,
to
early teens. That
I'll
was a
say me.
fantastic time for Arsenal.
Well, I would.
And
What was it? Oh, 2004. I was just turned 15. Like 5 days after the league finished. So I was 14 technically when we won the
in
league.
in
Technically,
2004, I was
but 5 days
was
later,
I 10 or
5 days
11?
after the league
11.
finished, I turned 15.
Yeah, see, I'm a couple years younger than you, but even still, like that point as a kid, seeing that,
It's mad.
I feel like so we had that for a couple of years, and then it kind of went downhill. And like you still have your love for Arsenal, but things is kind of here instead of here. And I
Mm,
feel like I'm getting back here again. Like this is the
mm,
level of excitement I have for Arsenal again, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It makes me happy.
exactly. And as long as even though it's gonna be a long season, as long as the players and all that step up in every game and give it all, because we're going to lose games. Of course, we're going to lose games, but as long as we give everything,
Keep
we
the
can't
head right.
complain.
Yep.
Yeah. And end of the
Keep our head
season,
right.
as long as we get the minimum requirement for me is getting into the third or
Top
fourth
four.
spot, getting
Yep.
back. Add
Top four.
you want to add a trophy to that? A domestic trophy in the Europa League? Great. Because it shuts up
I
the
want.
because oh fuck, they are serious. They are back. Oh no, what will we do? How can we select them all? There's a 25. There's a Champions League, but they've got 25 million to spend.
Mm,
That'd be what media do, just to try and. But hang on, we were Europa League last year, and we only had 45 million. So how's it now we're in Champions League? And this what pisses me off.
yeah.
British media just pisses me off, and it pissed me off. It pissed me off,
Oh, they just.
especially this summer, and especially in the last month since the Ozil Kolasinac situation occurred. Because the day after,
Yeah.
they're outside his house. And not even that.
And they was literally outside his house. This man
Outside
had just
filming. Are you
been
okay? Are
attacked
you
and got
okay?
killed
And in the
with his
corner of
son.
the bloody of their foot, what they've got their footage, live from da 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 da.
It's
And you
like,
wonder why.
okay, so
And you wonder.
you give out the address of someone who's just been personally attacked. Very
And you
clever.
Yeah, and you wonder why the people then turned up at his doorstep after he got back from Barcelona, threatening to take him and his wife out, and then obviously Seed as well.
Oh,
And you want, but there's no accountability. No one gets involved. There's no accountability for it. If that had been for a player for Tottenham, City, or Liverpool, would they got involved?
oh, of course not. But
Would the FA get involved? Would the government get involved? Of course they will. But hey,
Arsenal's always
because it's
been
Arsenal,
unfavoured by the media, and I actually did this once. I always tell people to do this. If you're gonna watch 2 matches over a weekend, yeah, listen to the way that commentators talk about Arsenal, and listen to the way commentators talk about Tottenham or Liverpool, United or Chelsea or anyone else. everything that we do always has some kind of negative tone to it. So like we would be passing the ball around the middle of the park really, really well, and they would use the word knocking it about. And then
Yep.
Liverpool would be passing it around the midfield very, very well and say, "Oh, it's excellent,
Amazing.
precise." Da, 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 da. But yeah, it's like exactly the same thing, and we just have the more negative tones to everything. And it's something I got used to. I was like, it is what it is. You get used to it. You get used to being a little bit hate.
I've got used to it, but it's one comment that stuck out last season. Beginning of last season, we played Newcastle away. We just beaten 2-1. Obviously, match of the day was on. Alan Shearer, Ian Wright were the pundits, and afterwards, Shearer's piped up to Lineker. I'm just disappointed because I personally believe we lost to a not so good Arsenal team. I don't really rate this Arsenal team.
Mm.
Okay, we've just got one of the best strike forces in the league, for example. Got some exceptional talent in our squad. No, we're absolutely crap apparently. It's all these pundits that slag us off now. They've all had history of being done up by our ex-players when they used to play.
Yeah.
Danny Mills got Arsenal versus Middlesbrough. Done him up, skinned him on the corner. He's like, and ever since then, he's had a grudge against us. Yes, Brendan.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them who blatantly. It's like on.
Podcast, not on a podcast. That's all. That's it. We're down about 5 minutes anyway.
In just very quickly, in terms of pundits and the like, who let Jermaine Venus be a commentator or a pundit? Like, just get him off my TV. Absolute worst.
Jermaine Genius, Danny Murphy, Steve McManaman, and Mark Owen are the most annoying pundits ever. And just talking of pundits, Robin Van Persie made his debut today on BT Sport apparently. Had some. Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, sorry, that just went weird. Yeah.
No, yeah, Justin Robin Van Persie made his debut apparently on BT Sport as a pundit.
Yeah, he was on it today.
And he made some comments. Yeah, and he made some comments apparently about why he left Arsenal, which has caused a bit of a mixed reception from our fan base. What have you seen what he said?
I didn't see what he said. I saw that he was on it, but I was doing things at like half time and
basically, I think it was before the game, but it looks like it was before the game. He was asked by Jake Humphrey, why is it at a moment in time in your career where you were at such a high after all the injuries you had, the one amazing season you had, and then you jumped ship? And he basically said, well, it's like a marriage basically after 8 years of being at Arsenal. He felt like the club got bored of him, sort of thing, and they didn't offer him a contract at all apparently, and put it all on the old regime. If he could basically saying, if I'd been offered a contract, I would have signed it there and then.
That seems questionable and not in line with what the kind of things he was saying at the time.
Yeah, exactly. And also, it doesn't go in line with what he said in his statement as well. That he put the open letter he put out to the fans once he left.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it doesn't seem to go in line with what he said how many years ago. But
and as I just said, it's caused a bit of a stir in our fan base in the sense of certain bigger personalities than myself, bigger channels that have bigger channels than me, have sort of latched onto it and sided with him. Like they believe it and they're putting it out there. Like, oh yeah, this is big. Don't surprise me. It must be true. Da, da, da.
But to be honest, that might be more because they didn't like the regime at the time. So if something is against that, then they'll join that. I don't know, because I think if you think of Van Persie and you don't think about the fact that he left, a lot of people will kind of look back at him warmly and then remember what he did. So it's like if you start forgetting about the fact that you did actually jump ship or start excusing it, then suddenly you're all on his side again. I'm not sure. But I do know that I have to go very, very soon because I've got 6% battery left on my phone.
Oh, bloody hell. Well, literally, I'm just going to get a quick score prediction for next week, basically, against Liverpool. That's our next game, so...
I'm going to say 1-1 and hope for the best.
I reckon we'll draw as well. I think either 1 or 2 all, depending on what Arsenal turn up and what Liverpool turn up defensively, to be honest. Because as I said earlier on, it'll just be our luck.
Yeah. I think it's going to be. I think it'll be a 1-1. I think it'll be a 1-1, where really we should have won 2-1,
Mm,
but it's going to be one of those 1-1 draws where we could have very easily lost 2-1 or very easily won 2-1,
mm.
but we
Yeah.
managed to hold out for 1-1.
Imagine they score. Imagine Liverpool do what Magic did tonight against Tottenham. Score a goal, gets ruled off for offside, and gets saved by VAR. The irony behind that.
I wouldn't be. My heart can't take it. Too stressed. Too stressed.
You come back on here late afterwards, and you're like, I can't cope. I can't do it anymore. Bring on
Can't
next
do it.
Sunday.
My hair start falling out. I can't deal with it.
Oh, dear. So yeah. Might as well wrap up now. Thanks for coming on, by the way. I know it was a bit last minute,
Good.
but
It's fine.
I've been that manic this week. I forgot to get it all sorted out early in the week, as in
It's
after you early
fine.
in the week. I hope again. I hope to get back on soon. I hope to get Sam a bit on again soon, but a bit longer than literally
With a bit
2
more
minutes.
time.
Bit longer than 2 minutes of him ramping it on and going hi. Like a Duracell fucking rabbit and going bye. Okay. But I will be afterwards as well. So everyone else is watching this back. By then, time you come and watch this back, I'll have the links to everyone's social medias in the description below, where you can find us all. If you haven't already, follow us, and also if you're new to this and you've come across this and you like what you've seen, subscribe, hit the notification button so you don't miss next week's show. I'm doing a preview show next Friday night. I'll be doing a next preview show and then doing a review. Around the same time this time next week, because obviously you've got late kickoff, so that'll be about an hour after the game finishes, an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And once I know, I'll put all that out, and yeah. Also, that bit, the special like button again, share about, because the more you share, more people share this about and like, the more publicity I can get to get this channel growing a bit quicker than what I'm hoping for, basically, and a lot quicker rate. Because there's certain people that have unfairly got certain subscribers, and over the past few months ago, and it's really egged me off that here I am grafting away, and they're just cheating their way to glory, basically. So I want to get, before they get to their 1K, I sort of want to surpass them and piss them off even more. So if you could help me along that way, I'll be eternally grateful. And that person, the thing is, the person's going to come along the season and come after me in social media, so that'll be fun. But I've got all the grounds to all the grounds to go after him, because obviously that person hacks me off, so I would say. And if you don't know, you can go on my social media and you'll see. If you go back about March, April time, I think everyone saw how things were going down back then.
But
yeah,
people will follow you now. It's all good.
Yeah, a bit of drama. That's always gets the views and the followers and this, that, and the other. Well, I'm almost at 2.5K. I've only reached 2K about 3 weeks ago. I'm just shy of 2.4. So between also, if you haven't followed me, because as I said about the links about social media, if you haven't already followed us on social media, give us a follow. Help us all get our numbers up quicker. And yeah, we all greatly appreciate it. Are you still doing your previews and reviews on your?
I'm definitely doing my previews. I need to get back into doing my reviews. I should definitely be doing them from next week.
Okay, and again, I'll put the link in the description for that. Just go to social media and you'll find it all there, and this, that, and the other. And until next week, basically, until next Friday, enjoy the rest of your week. Be happy. We're second in the league. 2 games in. 6 points.
First 2 wins at the beginning of the season in like 8 years. We have to be really happy about that. It's amazing.
That's how bad things are was at Arsenal.
It's all changing.
Like I've said to Spurs fans throughout the summer, like the Phoenix, we are rising back up.
Yeah. I'm off. Bye, guys.